Hi everyone, my name is George Atel Edison. I just want us to do a quick review on the book The Compound Effect by Darren Hardy. Okay, so the compound effect is basically a life principle because life is a system, it is controlled and ruled by principles and code, and the compound effect is one of a critical observation of life and understanding the system of how life moves. One question we should ask ourselves is why did you think why are the most intelligent people in the world not the ones ruling the world in academics, in finance, and in general aspect of life? And at the same time, you should ask yourself, why are poor people not the ones still ruling the world in the general aspect? So this is why we're going to dive into the aspect of compound effect. Intelligence alone is not what make you successful in life, and being a fool is still not what will make you successful in life. So the compound effect basically deal with our choices, the habits we do, and the time we spend in doing things will compound and make us who we are. So who I am today, where I am today, is an effect of compound interest. That is, the choices I've made throughout my life and the activities I have done is what fashion and define who I am today. We're going to look at two aspects of the compound effect. One is choice. We are the choices we make. Everyone is defined, or everyone is where he is today because of the kind of choice he make, what he feels like doing and what he feels like not doing. Okay, let me give you an example of two students. A student that decides to read his book every 15 minutes, we will discover that that child will be very intelligent at the end of the term, while a student that chooses to always go to football field, that student will be very good at football but not in academics. So did you see that the principle of compound effect works in the both activities? Those children, their choices, those students chooses, because they make their choice and they give it activity, it compounds and give a maximum outcome. One thing I want you to understand is the principle of compound effects must not always give you a positive outcome. That is, people that are failures today also practice compound effect principle, and people that are successful today also practice compound effect principle. So the question is then, what is compound effect? As I said earlier, compound effect just have to do with the total strategies of choices, behavior, activities, time. That is what will give you the outcome. The compound effect just have to do with what you garbage in is what you garbage out. If I spend my time reading, I will end up being successful. If I spend my time eating a lot, I'll gain more calories. So it have to do with both the positive and the negative effect. And from the book, Dari Hardy gave us an instance of an airplane moving from Los Angeles to New York. He said if that plane just make 1% mistake, that's when it shifts 1% from the direction of New York, it may look as if it is not a tangible change, but you discover at the end of the day he will not land in New York but rather lands in another country. So compound effects are very little changes or very little activities we do that really do not matter at the moment but affect us at the end of the tunnel. So another aspect of compound effect I want us to look at is behavior. And according to Webster, she defined behavior to be the things we do, repeated things we do that are almost or completely unconscious. That is, habit are things we do with ease, stress. We may not even think about it because we have already get used to those behaviors. So they become a habit that we can even do it without knowing. While Aristotle says that habits is a repeated activity. Okay, so this is where we are going to relate the habit with the compound effect. We said compound effect is choices, activities, and with time. That's the choice you make and the activities you do with time will determine who you are and where you are today. So, and according to Aristotle, he said habits are things we do repeatedly. So, if I choose to do something repeatedly, I invest more time in it. Yes, because of course, if I am doing something repeatedly, I give it more time. So, that is what will give the compounding interest. And a teacher and a student give us an example. He said the more he asked the student to uproot a little tree, and he removed it. He gave him another complex one, he uprooted it. He gave him more complex one, he was able to uproot it, but he used more force. And he gave him a very big mature tree and asked him to uproot it, and the child was not able to uproot. The teacher told the child that these are how habits are. What you keep doing repeatedly, what you give it more time, will create more roots, that to remove those habits it will be hard for you. So I can say that strongholds are caused by repetition of things, and those things we do repeatedly lay hold on us, and they affect our life or affect where we are today. One thing is, habits are not what we are born with, so we can learn and unlearn habits. One way you unlearn habit is you have to take yourself out of instant gratification plan or trap. That is, a lot of people chooses to stop what they are doing because of the instant effect, and a lot of people chooses not to stop what they are doing because they feel it doesn't have effect in my life now. Let's use the instance of a person smoking. A person smoking, despite knowing smoking has effect, he chooses to continue doing that. Why? Because he feels, it doesn't affect me at the moment, but of course at the end it will affect him. So people chooses not to people chooses to do things or not to do it because of the instant effect. If you want to be great in life, then you have to respect what the principle of compound effect. You have to stop thinking about the instant effect, but rather you should think, okay, if this thing will not affect me now, in 10 years, in 20 years, if I continue doing this, will it affect me? The more meant you start thinking that way, the more it will be better for you, and you'll be able to function your life in a better way. Secondly, instant gratification is not just all what can make you change from your bad habit to good habit. The second aspect that will help you to change from bad habit to good habit is understanding your core values. And core values have to do with who you are and what you stand for. And how to identify these core values is basically understanding where you want to go. If I understand that I want to be a successful nurse today, I will know the things that a successful nurse need, and those things that he is not going to do. So knowing my core values will really help me to change from bad to good attitude. And number two is, I have to identify my fight. That means, what is my motivation? And you have two aspects of motivation. Love can motivate you, and hatred can also motivate you. A lot of people chooses to do things, why? Because they love to do it. So because even if they are feeling, I am tired, but the passion, that love they have for those things is what makes them continue doing it repeatedly. Why a lot of people start doing another thing, why? Because where they are, they hate that state. So let's take for instance, I have a friend, and my friend tends to be successful and I am not successful. So the time I realized that, why am I where I still am today, that the moment I identify the reason why I am still where I am today is because of the choices I make, and I became provoked within me and say I must change the attitude that I am doing today. So if I choose to change that attitude, despite I want to stop, but that feeling of this is the things you've been doing before that makes you unsuccessful. If I have that hatred trigger for where I was before, it will also give me the motivation to go forward and to also check much. Another aspect of compound effect I want us to understand is momentum. It is always hard for you to take an initial step. Just like a rocket launching into the sky, it always takes more energy and more force to push it. But while it is on the process, as while it is already accelerating, it uses lesser force to move. So what am I trying to say? I'm trying to say that for you to change your habit may not look easy at the start, but while you continue doing it, it will become easier and more simple with time. So the first step is always the hardest, and when you want to change a habit, the first step may really not look impressive, but keep doing it. It will give you a very big outcome. And one thing I want you to understand with compound effect is that how to change habits, you need um people that will hold you accountable. Yeah, at least tell people on where you are, what you want to do, things you have to do. Let them hold you accountable in the sense that even if you want to fall, they'll tell you, you remember you said this, you remember you said it. That will also help you to create um or change bad habit. And secondly is you need a competition, that is a friendly competition, somebody that you guys are also aiming at the same thing, so you guys will compete friendly. It will also help you a lot to do compound effect. Okay, the second one is your environment affects you. If you want to change bad habits and you chooses to remain in the environment where bad things are happening, of course it will be hard for you to change. So for you to change habits from bad to good, you also have to change your environment. What are those things that are making me remain in or perform bad habit in my environment? The moment you identify those things, you will change your environment and you will change the associations you keep. If you keep a positive association, of course your life will be function positively, and if you keep negative associations, your life will also be function negatively. So compound effect, it's all about these little things we do with time. One thing I want you, the final thing I want you to understand about compound effect is that you need patience in doing whatever things you need to do. Change is of course hard, but with patience, we will be able to do it. The more you give more time to doing things, the more they become strongholds to you. So to change from bad to good, it also needs more time. So you need patience. And knowing this principle of compound effect, you'll be very great and successful in life. Thank you so much. I love you all. Once again, my name is George Edison. With the principle of compound effect, and if we are able to use it effectively in a positive way, our life will always give positive outcome. Thank you so much.